Hi guys, I'm Luke Mangan. Hope you're all well. It's been a crazy couple of months for everyone, I guess, hasn't it? It's about 4 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia, and it's a little chilly, I must say. But you know, I'm going to show you some exciting things. I wanted you to come into Luke's Kitchen. It's our first night back, and it's pretty exciting. First night in Australia that we're going to have 10 people for dinner in our restaurant after everything that's happened. And the team are excited. So I'm going to walk you through the restaurant, but I want to show you the little back of house of Luke's Kitchen. What this warehouse is and what it was, it used to be an old Kodak printing press. And it's really cool. And it was really derelict when I got it. And we turned it into this amazing setup, which I'll walk you through. But most importantly is our head office here. I call this the boardroom because I hate meetings. I find meetings boring, so it's called the boardroom. And this is some of the people we've cooked for. Look, the famous chef Wolfgang Park from LA, Naomi Watts from LA, Heston Blumenthal. I think you guys must know this called. Look at it here, and there's me. And look, we got to cook for Bill Clinton as well, Richard Branson. We're pretty lucky. So in here is our head office, and it all happens from behind the scenes here. But as you can see, not everyone's in there because we're just slowly starting back up. And tonight we've got our first table of 10, which is pretty exciting. And this is it. This is what we do. Our amazing bar, Luke's Kitchen Bar. And Luke's Kitchen food is really all about simplicity. Honest food, humble food. Doesn't that look good? That looks beautiful. You're a great cameraman, by the way. So here's our big table of 10 for tonight, VIP, the first batch. Now, when I go into the kitchen, I always like to have a little glass of wine. Now, not when I'm cooking professionally, but when I'm cooking for you, to show you what we're about to do. So I like to relax a bit at home. You can see how big and beautiful our space is back here. Up the big tables. We do a lot of events back here. And if you just have a look over here, just behind that wall, we have our product business where we've got olive oil that we do under our own label. Lots of events back here when we're all back up and running. And this, my friends, is my famous, well, I call it my famous test kitchen, where I do a lot of our testing for the cruise ships we have restaurants on, airlines, trains, our glass brasserie. We've got a big restaurant in the Sydney Hilton Hotel called Glass Brasserie. That seats about 240. And sadly, we can't quite open that yet, but we're really excited to be opening here tonight. So what I want to show you, I might hide that from you now, but what I want to show you is this amazing sashimi dish, which I love. And it's a signature. And, well, as I said before, wine is kind of important with food. And this is one of our wines. It's from the Yarra Valley. It's a Luke Mangan Chardonnay. Now, Yarra Valley is in Victoria, Australia. And what I do, I've been making this wine in partnership with Yering Station in Yarra Valley. And I take my team down every vintage and we make a Chardonnay, a Pinot, a Shiraz, and a Rosé. And I take my head sommelier down, a couple of chefs, and we blend it, we make it, we taste it, and boy, do we have a hangover the morning after. No, I'm joking. We don't really, but anyway. So this Chardonnay for me is a 2017, and I just think it's perfect. Luke's Kitchen Chardonnay. That right there is a taste of Australia. A beautiful taste of Australia.
There's a question earlier just about Chardonnay's made in the Yarra Valley.
Yeah.
What are some of your other favourite wine regions?
Oh my God, that is a very good question. What are some of my other favourite wineries in Australia? Well, how long have we got? I mean, seriously, Margaret River makes, which is in Western Australia, is amazing. They make amazing Chardonnay as well. Lewin Estate is one of my favourite Chardonnays as well. There's Yarra Valley, as I said. There's also the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, which is incredible. Sort of around Red Hill, Flinders, things like that. Yeah, I just think Australia makes such great wine. We are so lucky, and we have such great produce. So hopefully this little demo I'm going to do for you is a good taste of Australian food. And I'll go have a drink because it's so good. I promise I won't get drunk. Beautiful. So this dish is, as I said, is a signature dish. Sashimi of kingfish with a nam jim dressing. Now, nam jim dressing is sort of like a Thai dipping sauce, and everyone's got their own ways of doing it and things like that. But it's really, really simple. So I'm going to start with the dressing, and if we have a look here, the ingredients we need. I think they got all the recipes, didn't they? Did they say, yeah, you've seen the recipes? So some of you might be making it along with me. I hope you are. And you know, you don't have to use kingfish. You can use salmon. You can use barramundi. Guys, have you guys tried barramundi? It is amazing. You can do prawns, like grilled prawns with this dressing. So this dressing, as I said, you need garlic, you need ginger, you need lots of coriander, you need chili, you can have red or green, you need palm sugar, you need lots of lime juice, yin and yang, and fish sauce. So let's get started. As I said, I like this dressing because it's yin and yang and it's got lots of flavour. So let's get some lime juice. Lots of lime juice. Do I have a little juicer thing? No, not really. Do I? Fork. You could get a fork. Trelita, do we have a fork? Thank you. It's very important when you're cooking that you have assistants, like 25 running around for you. Thank you, Toledo. So if you haven't got a juicer at home, I always get a fork and just squash that lime because you want to get all that juice out. And you just get all that out like that. So this dressing can never have enough lime. And, you know, it's one of those things with this sort of Thai-inspired dipping sauce. And this is what Australian cuisine is to me. Australian cuisine is, I guess, I've always said Australia borrows things from the rest of the world. And when I say that, that means we have such amazing ingredients like Aussie lamb and Aussie beef and actually talking of Aussie beef, look at this. This beef is from Victoria and it's from Gippsland in Victoria. It's called Brooklyn Valley. And this is part of it tonight's dinner, which is going to be amazing. And we just simply barbecue that with some nice barbecue rub spices. But what I was talking about, Aussie cuisine is like, here's a perfect example. Let's do roasted barramundi with a lemon, basil, scented risotto and a sweet pea sauce. Right? Sounds pretty good, right? So the risotto is the Italian part. The barramundi is the Aussie part. So let's do tempura prawn or shrimp, whatever you want to call it, with like a garlic ginger mayonnaise. Now to me, you've got the Japanese influence of the tempura, but then you've got the mayonnaise with the ginger and all that. That's the Aussie side. So my version of Australian cuisine is marrying Italy, France, Spain, wherever you guys are, we get all your best dishes or influences and we put a touch of Australia in. And this dish, sashimi of kingfish, this beautiful Australian fish from South Australia, I think you call it hamachi or something but in the US. And it's just delicate and it's white and it's oily and you'll see it. But you can use salmon or anything like that. Now, lime juice, garlic. Always get it back with a knife. I just crush that so it just peels it. I love garlic. So this sort of recipe, you can never have enough garlic. And what we just do, just chop that very rustically. Look at that. You've got a garlic crusher, you can use a garlic crusher. That's a really good question. What are my sort of favourite seafoods and what other seafoods do I like? Well, the good thing with our seafood, it goes really well with Aussie wine. So I talked about barramundi. We've got amazing salmon from Tasmania, which I love. Our prawns, we got these prawns from up the coast called Mooloolaba. Mooloolaba in Queensland. It's near Noosa, and the prawns are so beautiful. We've actually got some prawns on the menu here at Luke's Kitchen from Skull Island in Northern Territory, which is sort of up near Darwin Way, up far up there. They're called Skull Island prawns, and they are stunning. And they would go really well with your dressing as well. Okay, so we've got some lime juice in there, and one of my other favourite ingredients is garlic. And ginger, I should say. Sorry, we'll put the garlic in there, lime juice and garlic. And now we're just going to get some ginger, grate it with a microphone, or a grater, if you've got it. But the more ginger, the better as well. It's a really simple recipe. That ginger coming through, we're going to scrape that out in a minute. And as I said before, this Nam Jim dressing, sort of Thai influence, but what actually happens, it sort of goes with anything. Beef, seared beef, carpaccio of beef, you name it. You get all that ginger in there, beautiful. Ginger, garlic, lime juice. Now, what I'm going to do is add a bit of fish sauce. Now, fish sauce, just basic fish sauce, is quite salty and quite full on. So you don't want to go too strong. Just a splash of that. Now, you've got sour, garlic, ginger, fish sauce, which is quite salty. You know what that is? Anyone? Tell me what it is. Rock sugar. Palm sugar. How good's the cameraman? What do you think it was? Rock sugar. So palm sugar. That's going to add this beautiful sweetness. And also, just grate that through. And you're getting any ginger that was left there as well. And, you know, I don't like this too sweet. I like it. The beauty of this dressing and the recipe you've got in front of you is that you can change it. You can use less garlic, more ginger, or less palm sugar, more fish sauce, whatever you want. And you get all that in there. Beautiful. Now, chilies. Don't we love chilies? So you can either use red chilies, green chilies. Some of these recipes have got red and green. I'm just going to use some red because you know why I'm using red? Because I've got no green. But that's okay. So you can either slice it like that, and you can get those little scud chilies, those small, tiny ones that are really hot. Well, let me tell you something about food. For me, I don't like food too spicy. I just like a little bit of heat. And because I find sometimes too much heat will just kill a dish. And when you taste it with this fish, you don't want this dressing to overpower it. We've got another signature dish that we do at Glass Brasserie, and it's with Sashimi Kingfish, with soy, ginger dressing, and Persian feta, and it's pretty special. But this one I really wanted you to see. So here we go. Lots of coriander root or stem, and I just get it. Coriander makes it, but you know, again, if you like a particular herb, if you like, you know, parsley, or you like mint, or you like tarragon, which I do, I love tarragon. And would it go with this? Well, you know what? Some people say you can only drink red wine with meat and white wine with fish. Well, I don't care about that because I love a Chardonnay with a good steak from the barbie. So if some people think certain herbs like tarragon is used for chicken, well, you know, and you can only use it for chicken. I disagree because tarragon goes with anything. I just love it. That good chop, you got all that stalk. There's a lot of the coriander flavour in that stalk. Giddy up. There we go. The more, the better. Now, you could make this dressing like a couple of days, 3 days in advance, and it gets more intense with the lime juice and all those flavours. Now, what some people, I reckon the Thai people wouldn't like what I'm about to do now. I add a little bit of olive oil. Now, that's not in your recipe, but it's just a little splash, just brings it all together like a dressing. Look at MJ. There's Chef MJ there, by the way. Head Chef Luke's Kitchen. Say hi to everyone. Hi. Now, let's have a look at this dressing. You can see how rustic it is. Let's have a little taste. Hopefully you've all caught up with me on this stage if you've made it. Oh my God. It's like, wow. Wow. Ginger, garlic, chili, coriander, fish sauce, lime juice, and a splash of that amazing olive oil. Okay. Now, this is the next fun part. Made a bit of a mess here, haven't I? As I said, it's always great to have an assistant in the kitchen, isn't it, MJ? Yeah, thank you. Isn't he great? Now, let's get this amazing kingfish. Look at that. This, to me, is one of Australia's best fish. It's like the Wagyu beef of fish for me. It's just really high oil content, which is good, and that's why it's so good for sashimi. People do cook kingfish, and you can, and I don't mind it, but when some people cook fish, they overcook it. So when you cook kingfish, you need to cook it in a really hot pan, like stops cooking, sear it, and it's quite rare in the middle, so it's really good. It keeps that flavour. Now, let's get, how do you like your sashimi? Does everyone like it thick or thin? Me, I'm sort of a bit thick or thin, in the middle. Sometimes my chefs tell me that I cut it too thick, but anyway, but look at that. But you could use any white fish, as I said. And, you know, Barramundi, and I think there's farm Barramundi in America as well, which is amazing, is great. And as I said, salmon, just look at this. I could eat this dish day in and day out. In fact, I've had it for breakfast. So it's sort of like a Japanese Thai influence with an Australian piece of fish. How good is that? Look at that. Now, we've done that. That's what I love to do with my sashimi. Just a little pinch of sea salt. Always do it from up high, especially when you're cooking in front of people. You know why? Because it looks good. Right. So, sashimi. We get this beautiful, delicious dressing. Just over that, like that. Look at that. Not too much. Don't forget you got that lime, chili, garlic, the ginger. It's really simple. Now, this to me is what makes this dish. You know what it is? Anyone know what it is? Is anyone going to answer me? It's really beautiful, fragrant Kaffir lime leaf. It's amazing. It's got a really sweet perfume flavour. And it just makes this dish. What I do, I just chop it really fine, making sure there's no fingers, and I just spread it. Look at this, just like that. And it really lifts this dish. It gives it a beautiful perfume flavour. Now, I've toasted off some rice, some black rice, wild rice, dark rice, whatever, and that's our ice machine, by the way. Just dumping a whole lot of ice for tonight's dinner. Just these toasted rice, crunched up on top. Look at that. Now, I haven't finished yet. It's very important. The next two steps are very special. How good is food and wine? It's unbelievable. Right. This you're going to love. So in here, I've got coconut yogurt. I just love coconut. So this dish, think of all these flavors. It's like Thailand on a plate, but with Australian great produce. And that's how I love to cook. Now, not all my food is cooked with Asian influence, but as I said, you know, it has French influence in it, Italian influence in it, and things like that. Now, baby coriander. Look at that. Not finished. A little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. And my friends, you have the recipe. Some of you may be making it with me. That, to me, is one of the best dishes we do. Or is that a bit cocky? I don't know. It's a pretty good dish, I think. I mean, customers will be. Can I try it? I'm going to try it. Like, seriously? Now, we've got this first dinner tonight. We're only allowed 10 people, but on the 1st of June, which is amazing, isn't it really amazing that everything's coming back together and restaurants are opening and hotels are opening and things like that? People will soon be able to travel as well. You guys will be able to come visit us here in Australia soon. Don't know when, but you will. But the good thing is, on the 1st of June, we're opening for 50 people. We're allowed 50 people in our venues, which is really cool. So we're slowly getting there, and that's going to be exciting. Since we were allowed to have 10 people a night here at Luke's Kitchen, we've booked out pretty much. And we're only doing 2 nights a week at the moment, so we're only doing Fridays and Saturdays just to get our team back into it and get everyone ready for that. So we're quite excited. Now the beef, where'd that beef go?
Someone's just asked, how do you actually tell a good beef? How do you tell?
Wow. That is a very good question. So someone's just asked, how do you tell a good cut of beef? Well, I'm all for shopping at the little butcher shop on the corner or the fish shop or whatever, and speaking to the butcher or the fishmonger. But my favourite cut of meat is the sirloin, and that's what this is. Strip loin, what else do they call it in America? Sirloin, strip loin, I think that's it. And that's like a 3-score marbling, and that beef is beautiful. About 180 grams, 200 grams, and we'll just put olive oil, sea salt, and a beautiful barbecue spice rub on it, and we'll just whack it on the char grill. And tonight, it's just served with something really simple, just a beautiful truffled mashed potato, green beans and shallots. Amazing. And then the dessert, well, I don't know if I can tell you about the dessert because it's a bit of a secret. It's amazing. Oh, so good. The dessert is one of our signatures, a soft meringue. We put vanilla custard through it. So you've probably all heard of a pavlova, which New Zealand say they created it. New Zealand, I mean, seriously. But it's Australian. I think it is anyway. And it's a soft meringue with custard and berries, and it's beautiful. So that's the 3-course menu for tonight. And that's about it, I think. I hope you've enjoyed watching my sashimi of kingfish with Nam Jim dressing, drinking beautiful Aussie Chardonnay. You've enjoyed Luke's Kitchen, open for the first time in 40-odd days, as most restaurants will be too. So thank you for tuning in, and yeah, I think really good. See you soon. Come visit.